I feel like you always need a delicious salad at Thanksgiving. And so today we're going to make an Asian salad with a fall flair, incorporating some fall flavors like cranberries and apples. Jump on in and make it with me. Hi, I'm Mary Catherine, and welcome to my table. I'm so glad you're here today. This is one of our family's favorites. We almost always have this at Thanksgiving, and it is so easy to put together, all the way from the salad to the homemade dressing. So let's make it now. Let's start out by making the dressing. We're going to take 1 cup of sugar. Don't get scared at that. This makes a big amount, and you probably won't even use it all unless you're making a huge salad. So each person is not going to get a ton of sugar. And then we're also going to take 1 cup of vegetable oil. Now we want to use some apple cider vinegar. I have the raw, unfiltered kind, which is fine. If yours is not raw and unfiltered, you can use it. If it's clearer than this, it'll be fine. Whichever kind is going to work in this dressing. We're going to do 1/2 cup of the apple cider vinegar. It's about halfway. And that's going to give just a nice little tang to this dressing. You can smell it for sure. And then we're going to use some soy sauce. And we want to use about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. This is going to kind of give it that Asian flair. And then the last ingredients optional for you are salt and pepper. And you just put them into taste. And so I just sprinkle a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And then we need to mix our dressing. So I have a little whisk here that I'm going to use for this. And it does take a couple of minutes to get this mixed well. That oil doesn't like to mix with everything with that vinegar. So it's going to take just a little bit of mixing, a little bit of whisking to get them incorporated with each other well. So we'll go ahead and do this now. But then this is one of those dressings that does like to separate over time. So you will probably have to give it a quick stir before you use it. But it won't take as long to get it mixed back together at that point. The first mixing always takes the longest. You can see that oil on top is still not wanting to play nice with the rest of the ingredients. It'll have a little bit different look when it's done, so I'll show you that really well too. Come look at this. You can see how it all now looks mixed together, and it just kind of has a little bit of a thicker consistency since all those ingredients have been incorporated into each other. So that's what your dressing should look like. It smells so good. Okay, so we're just going to set it aside for now and then get the rest of our salad put together. Okay, we're going to chop our lettuce first. I use green leaf lettuce for this salad. You could use green leaf. You could use the red leaf lettuce. If you really wanted to use a different lettuce like romaine, you could. I would hesitate from using something like iceberg. I feel like you just need a lettuce that has a more leafy look to it for this salad and a more leafy taste to it. So we're going to use green leaf. I have 1 head. I've already got it washed. And so we're going to chop it up now. And I have left it together. It's still on the stem. And what I'm going to do while it's this way, I'm just going to take my knife and I'm going to go around a few places lengthwise, just kind of turn it over. And every so often, run your knife through. We'll do this probably 3 or 4 times around the whole head of lettuce. And that just kind of helps to break up some of those larger leaves and get them ready. Okay. Now that we've done that, kind of hold it together at the end and then just start making cuts all the way across in thin strips. You see, I'm just going maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch across. And so what we end up with are just some nice ribbons that are not too big and will be bite size. Now, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make another cut. I feel like there's a little section where we maybe want them a little smaller. Okay. And just continue to cut it across until we have the whole head of lettuce. We'll go down as close to the stem as we can. Probably maybe one more cut. And then we're going to just leave that. And you can check your lettuce at this point, and if you feel like any of them are a little bit bigger, you can always kind of do a simple run through this way with your knife as well. Just be careful of your fingers. Okay. I feel like that's going to be good. We're going to end up with mostly smaller leaves. And if you see a stray one, you can just tear it with your hands. So let's go ahead and place this in our salad bowl. Just like that. The next ingredient we're going to take is an apple. Now, this apple is pretty large. I don't know if you can tell from my hand, like how big this apple is. If your apples are smaller, you may want 2 of them. These are Honeycrisp apples, and I have washed it really well, and I'm going to leave the skin on it because I love the contrast of the pretty red against the green of the green leaf lettuce for this salad. So I really like the looks of it with the skin on. We get these every year in the fall from an orchard directly, and so they don't have all the waxy buildup. If you buy yours from the grocery store, you may have to do something to wash that wax buildup on if you want that's on it, if you want to leave the skin on for the wow factor of the color. And I'm just gonna cut off 2 sides like this. Then we'll take those 2 remaining shorter sides and just cut right up next to the core. So that's all we have left. And so what I'm going to do, we just want fairly good size, bite-sized chunks of apple. So just kind of make your slices lengthwise, and then we can go back and just cut into kind of a little bite-size piece like that. You can start to see how pretty this is going to look with your salad. And so we'll do the same thing. With these apples. And if you want them smaller, you can always go back and slice it in half if you want. But this is going to be a pretty good bite-sized piece in there. And the last one. Got a little lettuce on my fingers. Now we're going to take some dried cranberries. You know, our family doesn't really we don't have a special recipe for cranberry sauce that we use, but I do like to incorporate cranberries into our meal somehow. And so I usually do it in this salad, and it pairs so well with the other ingredients in this. So just sprinkle. I probably got maybe 3/4 of a cup. You could go up to a cup of the dried cranberries. That would be plenty. That would be fine. And then the last ingredient is some chopped pecans. And we're just going to sprinkle those around as well. Give us a little bit of crunch in our salad today. And I have about the same amount of pecans that I did cranberries. So anywhere from 3/4 of a cup to a cup. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there for just now. And doesn't that just make a pretty salad? And I don't know how you serve salad at your house for Thanksgiving. I don't know if you spread everything out on a buffet style situation where people come through and fill their plates, or if you actually set food on the table. And you could do the salad either way. Obviously, it's gorgeous in a bowl like this. And if I was going to do it buffet style, I would go ahead and put dressing on the salad and toss it in the bowl. But one thing I really love to do, if I have time and can get it all together, I love to just go ahead and plate the salad and have it at each place setting on the table. Even if we do the rest of the food buffet, sometimes it's just nice to start all together with that salad. And it makes a really pretty table when you have those salad plates at every place. So I'm going to show you how I plate it up today, and we'll dress the salad on the plate and then give it a taste. Our dressing hasn't been sitting too long, but I am going to go ahead and give it another quick stir. And then I'm just going to drizzle a little bit. I don't like that. Over the salad since we're doing it on the plate. Let's get a little taste. Have to see if we can get a little bit of everything in a bite. A little bit of pecans, the cranberries, the apples. Okay. Mm. Mm-hmm. I love those fall flavors and how they come together in this salad. You know, apples are harvested in the fall. We usually get pecans in the fall. And of course, those cranberries added to it. And then the dressing just makes it and pulls it all together. It's a really good combination. I make this salad sometimes at other times of the year. And instead of cranberries and apples, I'll throw like broccoli or green onions into it. Maybe do a little different type of crunch on top. I can do almonds instead of the pecans. So I just change it up during the year for whatever I have on hand or what's kind of in season. And then in the fall, I kind of turn it into this fall salad with the apples and the cranberries. It's such a good salad. It really is. I hope your family's going to love it. I think it'll make a great addition to your Thanksgiving table. I'm so glad you were with me today at Mary Catherine's table. Thank you so much for joining along. I'm really glad you're here for this whole Thanksgiving meal series. I hope it makes life easier for you. I know for me, just planning ahead, having dishes that I can do ahead, and just having things set where I know what I'm going to do helps so much when you have a big event like this. Share us with your friends. Be sure that you've hit subscribe and ring the bell so you'll get notifications when we come out with new videos. And remember to go out today and find someone who needs a little bit of kindness and give them some of yours.